we're live right now, so we're gonna run a test.
The Yeti.
The Yeti.
Okay. And then we're gonna do test.
Test.
Can you hear?
I'm gonna be like Santana and look at the camera the whole time.
You gotta do
Test.
this a bunch of times.
Okay.
Roll your eyes.
Justin NFTs. Over here.
Crypto Minecraft.
You mean Rob Craig Santana? It's like the same person. All right, we are live.
Yes, I am seeing it. Oh, that's fucking creepy.
What?
Don't look at us.
Seeing us live?
Just close that. I want to see this nonsense.
Yeah, you.
That's
have
how
to
we
see
interact with all our fans.
it. Yeah,
Like,
it looks good. No
like
one's
dozens and
joined
dozens
yet, but
of
that's
fans.
fine. No one cares just yet.
No.
we didn't tell anyone we were doing this
Well, this is true.
or have a schedule.
We didn't know that we were
Yes.
doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't communicate. The picture looks cool. 'Cause you can
Boss
see,
said
like, all
we're
the
doing it, so we're
X-Men.
doing it.
All right. Do you have to look at the camera and be like, no, act like the camera's not there? This is
That's
just
fine.
natural.
Well, I'm gonna forget the camera's there, so that'll be.
Yeah, I gotta
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
cough and stuff. I think we're. You look like him when you do that. Put the hat on too. Oh, Santana. Okay.
You gotta stop eating ice cream.
Yeah, be professional. We're on camera.
Oh,
Eating ice cream. It's probably
You'll be
good.
belching and everything else in 5 seconds.
You
Yeah.
can
I'm
do
a-
whatever you. Just be natural.
Don't be suspicious.
All right, let me find our notes.
Just try and keep this
What
one
the
up.
fuck are
Okay.
notes?
That goddamn brick breaking game again.
I got sucked in.
You got sucked what?
My anxiety fuels playing this game. Like if I need to, like, I don't know, I don't know what it is.
Were you logged in watching this for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, that was our only view. Was you?
I mean,
No one
come on.
else. No one else is watching. it.
We've went over 100% of our expectations of this view so far.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think it's good. It's easy. Then it just uploads to YouTube without me having to do anything.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
they didn't buy anything crazy this week.
No, I don't think
Lots
I
of
got it.
Transformers.
I didn't buy anything this week.
We ready to start?
I thought we already did.
No, not yet. Well, we're in there, but we're ready to start the actual stuff.
Okay, the recorded.
Yeah.
Ow.
You done?
I mean, my God.
Okay. We're
So,
live.
you got
Go.
water? Oh,
The
What?
Yeti.
I got a mouthful of ice cream.
All right, we'll start over.
Can I
Lots
not
of-
borrow water?
You ready?
Nope.
Mouthful of ice cream.
Sounds like a great band name.
It does. Mouthful of ice cream.
That's my new fantasy football name.
Okay. All right, go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF podcast.
Live.
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 Alive.
The Yeti.
Today is, we usually give tomorrow's date.
can't
Give
do
tomorrow's
tomorrow's
date. It's
Uh,
fine.
Friday, February 11th. If you just found us on YouTube Live,
Nothing real about this.
Everything's alive.
just Google us at the KF podcast. We'll show up on your YouTube Live. We'll show up at your house and fix your mom's washer and dryer. We'll show up on
We won't.
stuff.
We don't usually leave the house other than for this.
I leave
That
that.
is true.
You do. You got to work.
I got to work too.
I haven't left the house in 3 days.
Jeez.
When was the last time you showered?
3 days
Yesterday.
ago.
Hang on
3 days
notification.
ago.
Big
That
Ben here.
definitely needs to be your new thing. It should definitely be you with your proximity to the camera. Anytime someone starts talking nonsense, just point to the camera.
And it's the hat and the hair
It's the
that
hat
sticks
and the
out.
hair, yeah. Because that's what that guy was doing on wrestling last night. Like the hard camera was like in the ring recording the argument. Instead of arguing towards him, he's like talking to the audience. Like, like, look at this guy. It was really weird, but it looks just like that. That's great. So we decided to put this on YouTube because I don't know. I guess this is something I came up with. We originally
quote unquote didn't decide that.
so
you did.
the
but
reason I had this all set up is we were supposed to have a guest interview today. We were supposed to have a guest on the show, and this person canceled on us, and I already had everything set up. So I'm like, why don't we just try it?
All right.
You know, see if anybody joins. You know, I've been waiting for Jack to join. Usually he
Yeah.
would.
He must be working.
Must be working. Rob won't watch us because we're not playing.
we're not
We're not doing NDW cards,
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
not going to watch
That's
us.
true. You have
So-
to reach that level.
Whatever. We'll just sit here and do our thing and Ken will burp and maybe throw and maybe vomit. You never know. All right. So we haven't been live together in a while.
No.
You
COVID.
what? 3 weeks?
3 weeks or something. COVID.
I hate recording remotely. It's
Why?
the worst. Because
Because you get so tired.
I'll probably get tired here too.
But I mean, the past 2 weeks when we did it, I took
fell
pictures
asleep.
of you were actually asleep
Yeah.
at some point.
Here's the
Like,
thing.
Brock could tell I was doing it too. Like I have the camera up to the screen like this, and I'm doing it, and I see his face on the screen. Like he's definitely taking a picture. Ken's definitely asleep,
I get up at 4 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
and you're
truck.
you're comfortable. You're in your chair.
Yeah. So-
It just starts.
But I like to just fucking interrupt. Like if I want to say something, and I feel like I don't have that same power when we're on Skype.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah, because there's always a little bit of a delay.
yeah. So, and I don't want to just
And it
start
sounds
talking.
horrible, too.
Yeah, it's fucking.
It's all
yeah.
it's not good.
So,
So it's good when we get to do this. So we didn't get any. We didn't have a guest, but we have each other. So, so what's going on this week with anybody? Anything exciting?
I bought a 1991 WWF sticker book sealed
That's good.
for. I won some auctions online this week that I had to go pick up in Beaver County. I spent about $100.
That's like $1,000 in Beaver County.
You had to go pick them up.
It was like a house. So I'm on a site that someone does a house auction.
Okay.
So they come to your house and take a picture of everything in your house, and they put on this website and they
All right.
auction off in lots. So the one lot that I won had a TMNT lunchbox and thermos, pair of TMNT glasses. I said, "All right, perfect."
Did you buy this for Rob or for yourself?
Well, I knew Rob. I got them. I
You
figured
didn't
Rob
sell them
needed
to Rob for twice the price.
Not yet. So in the same lot was 2 metal Ronald McDonald lunchboxes
Okay.
and 2 WWF 1991 sticker books that have stickers that are considered the rookie printing of the
Oh,
Undertaker. So it's the first like printed Undertaker something. So one is sealed, one was open. So I bought that. That was $80. Then I bought a $12 couch. And then I bought a $3.
Oh, how much couch?
A $12 couch, like antique couch. And then I bought a $3 antique roaster and roaster stand. So I really bought all this. I like to spread that $80 of sticker books and lunch boxes into the other things to make it seem like it wasn't as bad. But I would have spent $80 on just the sticker books.
That's great.
Good talk.
What did I buy this week? I just been buying nonsense toys.
I don't think I bought anything this week.
Nothing. No cars.
No,
How many boxes did you get in though? Stuff that you already paid for?
nothing this week.
What?
Yeah, I got cards. Wait, I got NDW cards. I tried a new printing service.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy.
So give me the deets.
Vistaprint now
Okay.
has postcards. They're not 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but they're 4.2 by 5 1/2. So they're only 5/100ths of an inch off.
Oh, no.
You put them next to each other, you can't tell unless you like line
Yeah.
them up a certain way. And
Someone that's gonna be real anal is gonna try to stack your cards with other cards. Like, why do these stick out?
they'll be inside. They'll go in though. They're a little bit smaller. But I tried 2 different printing processes that they offer, and I think I found one that I'm going to stick with. So it's pretty cool
Better, more cost effective.
because they do smaller quantities.
Sweet.
So I might be able to put out more characters but less copies per character. But I might do that just for like the Twitch stuff that I do, like giveaways on there and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's good.
That's what I bought this week.
I had pre-orders come in. You know, it's like when you get BBTS
I
pre-orders.
still have a pile of loot going.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot. I have a trunk full of stuff too. Hopefully, Mindy's not watching. I have a whole trunk of shit. I bought a Switch.
Well,
Oh my
according to
god,
this, she's not on yet,
All
so
right.
you're okay.
I bought so much shit, and I'm buying a house. Like,
That's
what am I doing with
Dexter.
myself?
Little
Well, I
thing-
just promoted it on Facebook.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
forgot that I could do it. I put where are lives, come join. So we'll see.
you know, you're good with little purchases. Just don't go out and buy a new car while you're trying to buy a
no,
house.
no.
There's
Just buy cards and
Antique couches.
antique albums and things like that.
there's an agent, a real estate agent that I follow on TikTok, and she gives horror stories about like what her clients do while
Is she
like
hot?
She's all
I
right.
was gonna say that's why you follow her, but
No, I just she came up in my For You page one day, and I thought the stories were kind of funny.
okay.
So
You like real estate and that shit.
Mhm.
I know what I wanted to ask you three, and it reminded me as soon as I was pulling in the sheets. Is
Shit.
you have a truck? You're a truck owner.
I do.
Do you back your truck into every parking spot wherever you go?
Fucking worse.
Not everywhere, but a lot of places.
Why do you?
Because that's what all the other truck drivers
That
do.
they all do. Everybody that has a pickup truck, anywhere you go, has to back into a
Oh, yeah.
spot.
Mhm.
And sometimes they'll tell you that it's for, well, it's hard to back a truck out of the spot because you can't see them. Like every truck has backup cameras now and alerts and all that shit.
And why would it be any harder to? It's
to back it out or to
goes-
back it in.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's
Pack
just
it up, pack it in. Let
yeah.
me begin.
So like
to me, it's just a level of coolness.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
Mhm.
back into the spaces that are like in the middle of a row. Like I will pull in those spaces. But if there's an end lot like where I was parked tonight, I back it in.
Hmm.
And for me, it's just I've done that since I was 16. That was like one of the things before I was allowed to even go take my
Yeah,
test.
because it's a cool thing. People
My
have
dad,
trucks, you have to back it in. Yeah.
but I mean, I've done that. I do that with my cars. I do it everywhere.
Yeah, you are, but you do that with your car too, with darkness.
It's just my
Backing
dad.
it in.
My dad taught me how to drive, and my dad backs in everywhere.
I
so-
can't
I have a
stand-
dad that teaches me things.
Your dad lost all his street cred with me when he was down talking mayonnaise on grilled cheese. He has no more.
Which I'm going to call him out. He's not going to watch the show, but I'm going to call
That's
him
okay.
out
No one else does.
because he shits on the mayonnaise. He eats fucking Miracle Whip.
That's even worse.
Oh.
At least he used to. I don't know if he does
Fake
anymore in
mayonnaise.
his
There's
weird
nothing wrong
life.
with Miracle Whip.
No, there's nothing wrong with Miracle Whip.
There is something wrong with
But don't shit on mayonnaise when you're a Miracle Whip eater.
How about when I posted that everyone, I didn't realize that everyone calls it grilled cheese and I call it toasted cheese. People were like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You called it toasted cheese."
Which I didn't get that either. I don't either way. I don't care.
I'm like, I don't know. This is what I always called it as a kid. It was a toasted cheese sandwich. But I get grilled cheese. I know it's called that too. But people were like, "What's fucking toasted cheese?" And getting all upset about it.
I sent him a text. I said, I just wanted to write jizz on your comments and leave.
But again, you can't because you get in trouble. I was surprised at the response to that a lot of people do mayonnaise on it.
I was a convert. I think I had mayonnaise. I think I made
See?
grilled cheese for dinner that night, and I used mayo.
I just think it makes it crispier.
It's easier to apply too.
It's way easier to apply than stupid butter.
I'm just gonna say one thing. I keep counter butter out, so my
You're a
butter's
counter
always-
butter, so
I'm a
your
counter-
butter's warm.
My butter's always
Room
soft.
temperature butter, yeah.
I like.
Apparently,
Still
my
not
house
spreadable.
isn't.
It's totally spreadable.
Apparently, my house isn't warm enough because mine is still. I leave it on the counter, and it still
We do too.
is difficult to
Oh.
spread.
I've never left butter on the counter. I think it's
I mean,
gross.
it's like I'm leaving the stick directly on the counter.
And that stupid container that it's in. Like, no, I've never
Butter
done
dish?
that.
What's wrong with the butter dish?
I just don't like it. I don't care for it.
Sealed.
Yeah.
I like tub butter. I don't like stick butter. I
Well,
use stick butter for baking
The
and
tub
cooking.
butter is different. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
it's-
leave that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same
It's,
consistency
it's
of regular
made to
butter.
be spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically margarine.
No, whatever. I can't believe it's not butter.
Just keep butter on the counter.
Don't keep mayonnaise on the counter.
No.
No.
But I like mayonnaise on a grilled cheese. I just think it makes it crispier.
Does it? So
Someone
good.
told me to use ghee. Who was that?
That Mindy was.
Mindy? What the hell is ghee?
It's like a
Fancy
fat.
butter.
It's fancy butter.
Fancy
Actually, no.
butter.
If I thought it was duck fat for a minute. It's something different. Ghee is when you take butter and you clarify it and let it re-solidify. It like takes it's a more pure version of butter.
Is it the
Now
clarified
I'm gonna ask
part
you
or
another
the
question.
part that's
What the
on
hell's
top?
clarifying?
You never. So when you heat butter up slowly, you can make it clear and clarify butter.
That's what when you go to like Perkins or any of those big restaurants, that's what they use for toast, like for a breakfast place, because they just dip a thing in it, spread it on the butter like
like a paint
like a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why, yeah, there's such a buttery taste. You basically can, what's the word I'm looking
It's
for?
like pure concentrated butter.
Concentrated butter taste.
Okay. What the hell is raw butter?
That's what I don't know. I was gonna go right to jerking off, and I just stopped
No,
myself.
but I've seen people to go like, I only use raw butter, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is.
It's probably some kind of vegan or organic.
Organic,
It might have been. It might be on. I almost said prostituted.
That's right.
Another
That's
person
right.
told me schmaltz. they said, "Thank me later." I don't know what schmaltz is. That was a friend of mine that posted schmaltz,
Well, that's fucking Google schmaltz.
and I don't know what that is. Anybody ever heard of schmaltz?
I've heard of Schweppes.
Just use mayonnaise.
Schmaltz looks
Yeah.
like jizz. It does.
Oh, it does look like jizz.
Yeah, it's
Is
not.
rendered clear. It's chicken. It's the chicken fat. Just say chicken fat
I don't want to use that at all. That looks
or
disgusting.
goose fat.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, just use mayonnaise.
That's-
Schmaltz. Who knew that chicken fat had a name other than chicken fat?
Yeah.
Schmaltz seems like it's so much fucking roundabout turn to get to so much.
That's like the guy who invented it. His name was Schmaltz. So that's why
Yeah,
I
just
call it
fucking
Schmaltz.
call it chicken.
And he
fat.
said Schmaltz, thank me later. So I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to use it. I'll
Now-
never use it. I'll tell you right now, I'll never try it ever, ever in my life. I'll just use mayo.
Who's got chicken fat sitting around their house or goose fat?
Mhm. I don't know. It's weird.
You know what I kind of now that we've talked about the cheese and chicken fat schmaltz, I want to try bacon grease.
Yeah, that might work.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think that probably would be a little disgusting.
I think it gets. I don't think it'll get hot, and it might get too hot because I think that boiling
It's got a higher
It's got what's
smoke point.
Smoke point is the word.
I
was
don't
looking
want
for.
a toasted cheese or a grilled cheese sandwich to taste like bacon.
Why not?
Because
What?
if I want bacon, I'll just put fucking bacon on it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I've made a grilled cheese sandwich in the last 10 years that didn't have
Well,
bacon.
see, I have a thing against bacon now. I switched over to turkey bacon. I don't use real bacon anymore. And I don't like it. It's too greasy for me anymore. I'm a turkey bacon guy now. I know that's a weird thing to be into,
Well,
but
when
it's less greasy. It's better for you. I started using that.
I eat both on a regular basis because Mindy doesn't eat regular red meat. So
Mm-hmm.
if I want bacon, I have to order buy bacon or to turkey bacon. Turkey bacon to me does not have a consistency. It can never get crispy as bacon.
That's true.
Mine does. You microwave it, you can get it real crispy. 3.5 minutes.
That's not crispy. That's dehydrated.
Well, maybe, yeah,
Rubberized.
but it's good.
Yeah,
It's crispy.
that's a tat.
I like it. I'm on the turkey train. I use turkey for tacos.
I'm fucking
Turkey
all
for
these
chili.
turkeys.
Everything's
Right down
turkey.
the train.
I'm all turkey. I use turkey for. I don't eat meat at all anymore. I don't eat
Yeah,
meat at
Don's
all.
going to start petitioning the HOA to have a turkey coop in the backyard.
Yeah.
He's the dad from fucking Christmas Story. Turkey cheese, turkey.
Well, I'm off red meat altogether. I only eat turkey burgers. I don't do
I
anything.
love turkey burgers.
I do too. I don't do any red meat at all. It just doesn't sit well with me anymore. I mean, nothing does. You know, I'm
Personally,
Italian. I
professionally.
can't eat sauce anymore because it gives me heartburn. I had fucking
You're Greek.
sauceless noodles
I was
the
gonna
other
say,
day.
you're not Italian.
I'm like, what am I,
You're not Italian.
6? Or you had to make the sauceless noodles, a little pile of butter noodles for you. Anyway, what are we talking about?
The box office.
Let's be honest. This is what we really want to talk about. Not
Yes.
this drivel at the
15
box.
minutes of this so far. Yeah. And
More
we had
entertaining.
some people join. Is anybody out there watching us? We have one person. I don't know who it is. Say hi, whoever you are watching us.
Reveal yourself.
This
So we're gonna start
person
doing-
really wants to hear box office news, Justin.
All right, box office news.
Ah,
This doesn't show me who's like in here. You know?
just let him be. Let him watch.
you.
You're not watching
60
Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld's like, who's watching me right now?
a little different.
Well,
Mm.
you know.
But yeah, we know.
$60 million weekend, so not horrible. Jackass Forever came in first at 23 million. Moonfall,
I forgot that was even out.
9.8 million opening weekend on a $150 million something budget.
Oh, that's a new one right there. That's going to be in the top.
That's a tank. That's a
Yeah.
big tank.
I just saw an article about the biggest failures ever at the box office. And the funny thing about this list, it was like 20 movies. I'd say the majority of them were animated movies. Like, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They were like DreamWorks movies or some Disney projects where like the animation budget was like 115 million. The movie made
There's
$8
probably a lot
million.
of marketing that goes with that. Too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it made like 20 million tops. It was like $80 million lost. I'm like, this is nuts. I could see like for a big budget. I mean, the ones that are up there, you could probably all, if you thought about it, you're not surprised.
Yeah, probably not.
When you say them, you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
So
Moonfall's the newest one.
yeah, so Moonfall opening weekend. Now let me be specific. 9,868,997. Spider-Man No Way Home in like it's what 10th week or something like that.
Yeah.
9.5 million. So yeah,
It's still climbing up that list.
Good.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
John Budai joined the chat and he said, "Shut the fuck up about butter already." So thank you, John. We appreciate the love and support.
You didn't realize we were rebranding to the all butter ghee and
Yeah.
fucking schmaltz podcast.
Schmaltz podcast. We're going to be talking Schmaltz for a while.
He'd rather we talk about mayonnaise.
Yeah, he likes mayonnaise. He's a mayonnaise guy. All right, so Spider-Man made the same amount of money, but it's Spider-Man.
Exactly. It's
I don't understand who in their right mind thought a movie about an alien inside of a fucking moon that's gonna like attack the Earth thought that this was gonna actually make any money.
here is my argument.
Just because the Sam from Game of Thrones is in it.
Here's my argument for this. They blew their load when they revealed in the trailers that it was aliens. If they had just pitched this as the moon is
Like a
falling out,
disaster movie.
like a disaster movie with the moon falling out of orbit, I bet they get a bigger pop from the box office, especially word of mouth. Now, word of mouth may ended up being not great because the movie probably isn't great. We haven't seen it yet. But you know, imagine you go to the movie theater thinking you're going, oh, cool, fun disaster movie, like moon's falling out of orbit, and then it turns out it's fucking aliens.
It turns out that the Decepticons are in the middle of the moon.
I mean, that's a big theater pop, whether the movie's good or not.
yeah, I would have probably. You're
Unless
right.
they revealed it right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless it was like in the first 5 minutes. Of the
Because I'd
movie.
be honest with you, it sounded interesting to me because I love disaster movies.
Exactly.
I don't know. All right, this is gonna be the moon's gonna crash. Like that'll be cool. I'll watch it. I wasn't gonna go to the theater to see it, but I mean, I'll definitely watch it. Then when you saw the trailer, we're like, this trailer, especially when they're like, this summer the moon comes to
On your
Earth.
face.
They're like, this is not a good marketing.
No, it was not well marketed at all.
Yeah. All right. What's the time for movie news?
It's time for movie news. So the Oscar nominations came out this week. Dune did get a Best Picture nomination.
Okay, I still haven't seen it.
Don't Look Up
A movie I actually saw.
actually got a Best Picture nomination,
A Netflix movie.
I'm rooting for it then.
and
I actually saw it.
people are surprised that it got a Best Picture nomination.
Was it good?
I
enjoyed
enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was Best
It's no
Picture.
Spider-Man.
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. That's why I got Best Picture.
What's her face?
He
is
was
in it,
really
too.
good in it.
He was really good, and he didn't get nominated.
And
He
what's
never does.
did Jonah Hill get nominated for it? Because he
No.
always gets nominated for stuff.
He
No.
has a really small role in it.
Yeah, and they did, and his character. I gotta hated his character.
Yeah,
in
he
the
was.
movie. But no, none of the actors got individual nominations for it, but it did get Best Picture. I don't think it's gonna win.
No.
There's a foreign film I think that's nominated, which I thought was a little weird. It's nominated for Best Picture and it's in the best international feature category. So I got to imagine if it wins.
That's what was that called? The Korean movie from a
Parasite.
couple years-
Parasite.
Yeah, they won both.
Did it?
Yeah, foreign
I-
language.
see, I haven't-
and
I used to be really big into the Oscars, and I haven't done that in the last
You used to
several
be
years.
really into the Oscars.
I used to try and see every best, like
I
every
mean,
best.
when we
Picture
first
movie.
started podcasting, you used to take notes on the Oscars.
I know.
Do you remember those nights
Yeah.
where he would come back the next day and he'd have like fucking notes about the Oscars?
Yeah.
And we'd give him like a whole 20 minutes of the show. He'd be like, oh my God. He'd be like, this movie, that movie, to have the notes. I used to be so into it.
how dare you enjoy movies other than comic book movies? You
I know,
jerk.
how dare you? But not just you liked it, but like you really liked the whole process of it.
Yeah.
It was your fantasy football.
It was your thing,
Yeah.
like predicting who was gonna win. You'd have like, this,
And I
you know,
used
like,
to
you were-
really try and see all the best picture
Yeah,
movies.
You're totally into it. Now I don't know. I don't know. They always pick weird movies. You know, I
They
don't
always
know.
have.
Yeah.
But there used to be movies that would win that was like Braveheart one, where you were like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, like or like
Gladiator.
yeah, Gladiator, or you know, some of Tom Hanks's movie, like Saving Private Ryan. Didn't that win?
I think it was
something.
nominated. I don't know if it.
There
I don't
used to be
remember if it
movies in
won,
there where
but-
you were like,
Forrest Gump.
I saw that. That movie's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't get how it didn't, you know, of course it won. Then it got to be where it was just movies where I was like, I don't know. I just
Yeah,
don't know any of
it
these,
only
yeah.
released in theaters in New York and LA
Yeah.
to fit the to be able to fit the criteria to be
Mhm.
nominated, and
yeah.
like no one, it like 15 people went and saw it. I mean, yeah.
And I think they should add a category for, I know best movie, it's about like, it was the best, but I think there should be something for like biggest movie, like, you know, movies that do like a movie like Spider-Man, which was, I know it did really well, but it's also was really good and entertained millions of people.
There's
like,
a lot of people that think that movie not getting a Best Picture nomination was a snub.
yeah, well, they don't.
yeah.
That's because the Hollywood guys don't like comic book movies. I mean, you've seen them come out against it. All some of the big name directors.
well, I think is it Steven Soderbergh? I think just came out. No, maybe it's not him. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm bad with facts. But there was a fairly big there was a fairly big director, famous director that came out in the last week or so that his complaint about superhero movies is there's not enough sex in them.
I agree.
Well, they put sex in one and everyone complained.
Well, James Gunn like fired back at this guy with like 10 movies that have like pretty like significant.
Yeah, Watchmen had a good sex scene.
There are Deadpool, the whole like through the
Deadpool had well, that's a rated R superhero movie,
but
still.
it's still in.
Don't forget about Super. Didn't Dwight Schrute get raped in that movie?
I mean, what's he want? I mean,
I don't know, but
You know what? There's a line. If you want to watch people have sex, watch pornography. If you want to watch a comic,
Why can't we just have fun?
Yeah.
I mean, a
Sorry,
movie,
that's
a
some
movie
fun.
like Watchmen is a rated R movie. It's a dark graphic
Yeah.
novel that it's based off of, where there was sex in the graphic novel.
Yeah.
So it fits well in that scene that you need that scene, because actually that sex scene in that movie, it makes a lot of sense in that movie, like the way.
Well, it's part of his whole character.
Yeah, and they get hyped up they get the adrenaline rush
Mhm.
from beating the shit out of those criminals.
Yeah.
That finally he because he's kind of like has a hard time with
Mhm.
sex before, but then he's like into it after that, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
But like, I thought the one in Eternals was done okay.
it was
Yeah.
fine.
It wasn't
was.
anything bad.
I was a
If
little
you think that's
surprised.
bad,
I was a little surprised to see it, but I didn't
yeah,
think
they
it
threw
was
the
bad.
extra one in there where they started kissing, and you're like, all right, usually they go away,
And
and
it's
then he was on top of her, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, all right,
Didn't
whatever.
show anything.
Yeah, they didn't show anything.
But what are they?
It's not like he's doing her doggy style, and they come back and you're like, oh, that was kind of unnecessary. Yeah.
You're not going to go pick up most amazing Spider-Mans off the shelf, and he's not going to be just railing Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't do that
yeah.
in his in that comic, so it's not.
They still
So,
pretend
like-
it's for kids. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
So I mean, people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that like this big director was horny enough that he was willing to come out publicly and be like, they don't have enough sex in them.
It's true.
So
John Boot, I said there was a lot of dog in Watchmen.
It's true.
That's true. So
Woo.
much.
Marvel news, and kind of going along the Oscar stuff, both Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home got Best Visual Effects nominations.
Okay.
Probably not going to win,
All right.
but they got nominated.
They got to for Narnia, just for Dawn.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, those effects were really good. What's better than that?
Dune was nominated.
Alright.
Trying to think what else.
It's hard to make sand when there's sand everywhere.
Well, and the other thing I will say about Dune was a lot of that stuff was actually practical. So I don't know if
What
that
did you just say?
practical.
Practical. What's
Yeah.
that mean?
they were practical effects,
Oh,
not
okay.
like.
Like,
CGI.
you want to see us make sand? Sand.
But like the helicopter things, they actually built those. They didn't fly, obviously, but they built them for.
Way to ruin this.
So there was a lot of practical effects, not
Oh.
instead of in
Practical.
suits, instead of like CGI.
Makes sense.
All right.
Anyway, in the Sony Marvel weird ass universe, Russell Crowe has joined the Kraven the Hunter movie in an unknown role.
He's playing a lion.
He's Craven.
But he's also
Kraven's
playing. He's
John
also
Kraven.
playing Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Maybe Zeus.
He's gonna be Zeus and Craven.
Is he playing Zeus?
It's crossover.
It
Yeah,
is.
he's gonna be Zeus in both of them.
Mhm.
What you don't realize is Zeus bangs Craven's mom, and
There we-
then
back to banging again. Then we have sex in this show.
that's how we're gonna get sex in the Marvel universe.
There we go.
I wonder what they had to say to Russell Crowe for like, hey, I could see him saying, hey, do you want to be Zeus in this movie? Oh, I know who that is. Do you want to be in a Kraven the Hunter movie? Who's that?
Here's how they go.
Oh, he's a Spider-Man villain. Am I in a Spider-Man movie? No, you're just in a Kraven movie. No, I don't
Can I
want
be
to
Zeus?
Well, we're gonna pay you like $10 million to do it. Oh, okay.
I don't think he's doing a whole lot right
I don't know. It's Russell Crowe.
Ever since that Mummy movie.
Yeah,
That mummy movie.
Seriously.
He was Dr. Jekyll, wasn't he?
Yep.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be a good Zeus. Not better than Liam Neeson in Clash of the Titans Zeus. He was a great Zeus.
He was a good Zeus. We're gonna get to see Arnold Schwarzenegger be Zeus this weekend.
What?
I saw that commercial.
He's
already.
Hercules.
Oh, you already saw the commercial?
It's out on like YouTube.
All the Super Bowl commercials are on YouTube.
It's him and Selma Hayek, and they're like Zeus and
Zeus said,
what's Zeus's
Hera?
Athena.
Athena or Hera or something like that. They're like living in like L.A. and like just being like retired, and it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger sounding like Arnold Schwarzenegger, pretending to be Zeus
Zeus with his nice
with his smoke show of a wife.
Did you guys ever see Hercules in New York?
I don't think I have.
It's.
Wait,
I think it's his
it's-
first movie.
It is his first movie.
And
Oh, Arnold.
I've seen
Schwarzenegger.
clips from that. I have never seen the whole movie.
The special edition DVD has his original recorded audio and what they dubbed for theaters. It is hilarious with the
Oh,
original
God, I
audio.
can imagine it's probably awful.
It's great. Like, who are you? He's like, I'm Hercules. So Zeus.
He was so big back then.
He was
too.
huge. He was.
Yeah.
That was in the height of his Mr. Olympia
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, that's like 1984 or something like that. It came out. I'm Hercules. So Zeus.
Jeez. Have to watch out.
It's pretty good. I have the DVD somewhere.
So a little spoiler if you somehow have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home yet, Charlie Cox makes his return as Matt Murdock,
Mhm.
performs a little daredevil trickery,
Catches
but
a brick.
he's just Charlie
He's been
Charlie
Charlie
Murphy.
Murphy.
Matt Murdock. But it's been Kevin Feige has stated publicly that he, like, when they get to Daredevil in the MCU, he is Matt Murdock Daredevil.
Well, I
And
would
so,
hope so.
so somebody just
Sorry,
asked him in a
There's that Ben Riley Daredevil.
somebody asked him in an interview recently about what his future is, and he said
He'll have a couple kids.
he goes, honestly, I don't know what's next for Daredevil Matt Murdock. He's like, I don't know what's coming up next. He said, but I will tell you that whatever it is, it could encompass the next decade of my life. So apparently they do have some plans for him. He's on contract for a long time. So
Well, I would hope.
I mean, if
cool.
you're Charlie Cox, what else? You're just like, yeah.
I've never seen him in anything else.
No.
Neither have I. Neither have I. Not since Daredevil.
If this is like,
Is
hey,
he English actor too, or is he? No.
I don't know that I've ever seen him in an interview. Like, with
I feel like everybody that's in an MCU film now, when you see them,
Yeah.
like they're like, "Hey, I'm so and so." Then you see them interview, and they're like, "I really enjoyed my performance,"
all of
there."
them.
And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Every single one of them is from the UK.
Yep.
Crikey.
Anything else? Did anybody hear anything Marvel related?
No.
All right. For DC, so we've got the Batman coming out March 4th. Apparently there was this preview program with 350 theaters across the country that are actually releasing an IMAX showing on March 1st. The tickets sold out basically instantaneously. As soon as they went up and available, they were sold out.
It was all by Michael Keaton. Bought out the whole theater.
Well, this is 350 theaters across the
afford it.
country.
Yeah, he afforded it. He bought them all out. It was him, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney. They bought out, and Christian Bell. They bought out all the theaters.
and
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Kevin Conroy.
They all got together. Were like, "Hey, want to buy some tickets?" Sure, boys. Let's get together and do it.
That's good.
I'm excited to see this. You're not?
Nope.
Well, you never excited to see a DC. see a DC film. I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to enjoy it.
I liked it. I'm over just DC dark and brooding movies. Like, ugh, I'm Bruce Wayne, so angry, standing in the rain because something happened. Ugh, like, you know, it's just I'm over it.
It's Batman. He broods. That's what he does.
Yeah, I'm over. I'm over it.
No, all right. I'm excited for it.
We gotta look out for tickets probably next week.
Probably next week. And then we'll like it, and then this will be the last time we ever
Mhm.
see this
Yep.
Batman.
Yep.
Pretty much.
But we'll get Catman solo movie. Or
Catman.
Catwoman solo movie.
We might get a Catman too. You never know the way they go. You never
Catman's a
know.
real character.
Catman is a real character.
There you go.
No, what you'll get is a Catwoman movie starring the female Robin with a new Commissioner Gordon, and
No, it'll be J.K. Simmons.
you know, it'd be J.K. Simmons replacing the other one that was Commissioner Gordon with a new Batman who's played by
Jack Black.
Jack Black as an old Batman. I'd be like, what the fuck? Who put this movie together? This sounds new. This is different. You'd be like, oh, Michael Keaton's in it too. Oh, because I expect Michael Keaton to be in every fucking DC movie going forward because that's like our new thing.
He's their Stan Lee.
He's their Stan Lee now. He's just, here I am again. Remember me? You're not the Vulture in this movie. You're Batman again. Oh, okay. Can't keep it straight. Who knows? As long as Jason Momoa's in it, that'll be good.
Jason Mimosa.
Jason Momoa.
All right. Disney. Did anybody watch the full trailer for Lightyear that came out today?
I saw it. I thought about clicking on it. Then I went on with my life.
I started to watch it and hope maybe turn it off because it was too scary.
Yeah. Is it a scary trailer?
No.
No, but I can see it. Zurg is intimidating.
Okay.
Hey, Rob Craig just joined our.
Yes,
Rob Gray.
Rob. But anyway, as part of the trailer, we got a new look for Zurg, and then he's got a friendly robot cat that is his companion.
He's here for Ken's hot takes, is what he said.
My hot takes of Batman sucks.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch the trailer for the Adam Project that I put in our group chat today?
What the fuck's
No.
the Adam Project? I didn't see that.
I forgot about that one too.
I was gonna go back and watch it.
I saw that it was a Ryan Reynolds movie, and I figured I
but
probably
it's on
already
Netflix.
Does he have a
knew it.
lightsaber in that picture?
Kind of.
I
So
figured it's just him talking, whisper talking.
It's-
These guys text way too much in this.
It's-
We do. It's mostly him.
I'm just trying to prepare the group for the show.
I didn't realize this was homework. I just thought this was something you thought was cool because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
Every time I post a trailer in the thing, it's for homework.
All right, usually I watch them all, but I fucked up.
Anyway, I think it looks pretty good. The story is Ryan Reynolds, for some reason, is in 2050, goes back in time, ends up in 2022, and meets his younger self. They're
Wait a
trying
minute. Didn't we just do this with
Looper. No.
Wait, no, this was the
Time
Chris
War,
Pratt.
the Chris
Chris
Pratt
Pratt
thing, where he went back in
with
time
Amazon.
into the future.
but he met his daughter,
So
And
Ryan
they had
Reynolds
sex.
goes into the past and meets his younger
meets
self.
himself.
And who plays young Ryan Reynolds?
I don't. It's a new kid.
It's Looper.
Why isn't it just Ryan Reynolds? It's only been 30 years.
It's Netflix. They don't have the
It's-
budget for the
it's like
DMs
his
and-
10-year-old self.
To
The
do
movie
what?
is set
What-
in the future.
What's
He's
Well,
going back in time.
You said 2050, right?
Yeah.
So 30 years. I guess. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's his
All right.
what's the premise of it?
He goes back in time and meets his younger self, and they're trying to solve
no
some
reason?
problem. No, they're trying to solve some problem.
You know what
that
the problem
he
they're trying to
needs
solve? They're going to ramp up their toy collection. So Tom Biordi goes back to 10-year-old Tom
And
Biordi.
he's like, hey,
Hey.
those Transformers don't break them.
Yeah.
Keep Starscream's wings and all his guns in his hands.
When
It's
your
gonna
buddy
be a lot
down the
of money.
street sells his flag, you fucking buy it.
Yeah, Yeah.
Start investing in a storage container.
yeah. Don't play with that sound wave. Keep it intact. Keep it in the box.
Bitcoin.
Don't throw those boxes.
Buy
away.
all you can.
Amazon stock.
Yeah.
Google.
What's a Google?
But
Just
anyway,
thumbs up, dude.
I don't know exactly. They're going back in time to solve some problem, and it's a mistake that he ends up in 2022. But it's a good cast. It's Ryan Reynolds, Zoe Saldana, Mark Ruffalo, and Jennifer Garner.
It's a mistake that he landed in 2022 because fucking
2022
time
sucks.
sucks.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm here in this era. Oh shit.
But there's some action. It's Ryan Reynolds. There's
So
comedy.
Deadpool, Hulk,
Gamora.
Gamora, and
Elektra.
Elektra are all in this. Is that movie?
Yeah.
That's how I equate any movie now. I'm like, oh, Superman and Hulk are in that movie together. Oh, okay. You know, that's Spider-Man's new movie. Like that Uncharted. Every time I've seen that thing, I go, oh, that's that new Spider-Man movie. They're like, that's not Spider-Man. I'm like, whatever his name is, Tobey Maguire, the other one, whatever he is. I don't know. It's a Spider-Man movie.
The other one.
The other one.
Look at this next post.
I love
Look at
this.
here. I love it. Look at this.
What?
Can you believe we're here?
Mission Impossible
Oh.
7 and 8
8.
are planned to be Tom Cruise.
It's actually happening. Yeah. Talk about the Simpsons predicted the future. Carl Pilkington predicted this in 2009.
Ted Danson has to be in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, if Ted
They
Danson's
should
not
do
in
some
it,
kind of callback to that if anybody is aware of it.
We should
Someone's
make
got-
them known because it's
Mhm.
so hilarious that they were.
You even have like Carl in there with a guy named Brian. Like, what do you think, Brian? Maybe someone walk
Yeah.
by.
Because Carl's dream was that they were making 7, or they made 7, and then they were getting ready to make 8.
and he dies on the set of 7.
Yeah, because he dies on his strings. as they call it.
Strings. And they were able to finish 7 with CGI. But
Yeah,
8, they had
and
to get
8 they needed someone.
Ted
with Brian.
Danson, it's Brian, it's Tom Cruise, it's
Mhm.
Ethan Hunt.
Ted Danson, who's like 6'4", well, is going to be this Brian. They're going to be midget Tom Cruise.
Hilarious.
Well, he puts Ted Danson's brain in Tom Cruise's body.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
true.
right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
He wears his skin and
Yeah.
stuff. Do you like the
Are you
acting?
Tom Cruise? No, I'm Brian.
Do you like the bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's brain? I just make fun. You've never listened to this, have you?
Oh
I'll
my
send
god.
you the clip. You have to watch because it's animated. You have to watch it and see it. Then you'll eventually know what the hell we're talking about.
I know what you're
It's-
talking about. I've
it's
just
just-
never watched the clip.
I have to say it's only like 5 minutes, but it's absolutely fucking hilarious. You know, because every time they say Mission Impossible 8, a big logo comes on the screen and goes 8, real big in the screen. You know,
And he's like, no, wait.
And he's like, no, wait, I thought this was 7. 7 comes on the screen. You know, he's like, then he filmed 8. Every time they do that.
Anyway, this is supposed to be Tom Cruise's send off for the franchise.
Oh, keep going, man. You're on 8. Keep
Yeah,
going.
I got to get to 10.
I mean,
You got to beat Diesel.
No, he's
Yeah.
trying. No, he's trying to exit gracefully
uh,
before Vin Diesel.
I have not watched one after one.
What?
I've never watched any.
I watched one
They're entertaining.
by accident. I think I
They're
watched one.
entertaining.
They're not.
They're nothing. They're entertaining.
It's Tom Cruise doing stupid shit that hopefully one day murders him. Is what?
Well, that's
what-
how we'll get Mission Impossible 8 starring Brian.
Yeah, yeah.
We're legit like betting odds. It could happen.
It could happen.
I mean,
He could die on the set of Mission because like he strapped himself to a fucking plane last time.
No, did he go to like this on a spaceship or something?
Well, he
That's
wants
what
to
this-
go to.
No,
a
they're
space.
going. They're going to be filming a movie on the International Space Station,
Yeah,
Part
but
of
it's
that-
not a Mission Impossible.
but
swear.
6 was 6 when he was on the side of the plane.
Yes, I believe so.
Like that. So hopefully for 7 he does some like
Well, there was a
crazy thing with like sharks and gets eaten by one.
No, we
And
need to
then-
protect his body.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
he's
yeah,
just-
yeah. He
he's
just
just got
falls
to
and has
brain
yeah,
damage.
brain damage. Yeah, falls out of.
There was
something.
another.
It's
There was
it's
another
right
stunt that he did in. I think it was in 6, where and they left the shot in the movie. He broke his fucking leg jumping like from rooftop to rooftop, and he shorted it, and he smashed his shin off like the corner of the
He's not a
building,
young man.
Yeah.
and it like broke his leg. They left that in the movie.
Good.
I watched that part of the movie.
Over and over.
Speaking of him, there's a lot of talk going on that he's definitely showing up in the Doctor Strange movie
As Iron Man.
as Iron Man.
Yeah, because he was originally the first actor they wanted to play.
There's been
Tony
cast
Stark.
leaks that like his name's on like memos and stuff for the movie that he's definitely in it.
But
you
don't
know.
they also give people aliases and stuff just to throw people off their scent?
Yeah, they could.
It's possible.
Ted
If he's in
Danson
it,
is
it better
Brian.
be very short. Is all I'm saying.
He's the new Iron Man.
yeah.
It's gonna be
I
the
don't
mask.
need his.
They're gonna keep him.
It's gonna be Doctor Strange. Like, oh my god, Tony, and then he's gonna lift up, and it's gonna be.
I'll be like,
Tom
no, I'm
Cruise.
Brian. I'm Brian Starr.
Oh shit!
I'm Ethan Hunt.
There you go.
Great.
Good time.
Tom Cruise.
That's Brian.
So did anybody else watch Bohemian Rhapsody?
No.
The music biopic of Freddie
No.
Mercury.
I wanted to, but I just haven't.
So anyway,
if I wanted to
I-
see anything about Queen, I'd watch the band.
Okay.
I
good,
thought it
good
was-
comeback there, guys.
I thought it was really good. And Graham King, the producer, is partnering with Lionsgate to do a biopic on Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And his family, like the estate.
Talk about sex in the movie.
Yeah.
Alleged.
Anyway, I doubt that'll happen.
I
because
guess
the
that'll be
family-
on there.
because the family estate is on board and they're involved in the project. So
There'll be a lot of scenes of them closing the door, winking at the
It's just
camera.
like the first season of Heroes. When they're about to fight, they just close the door. It's the same thing with this.
but I enjoyed
Here,
Bohemian
Macaulay.
Rhapsody a lot. So and I think this may be good.
Bohemian Rhapsody is one of those movies where I like thought it looked really good, but I don't know how to force myself to actually sit down, turn it on, and watch it.
I just don't.
Like, there's been times where it's another one that's in my Netflix queue where I go, yeah, I don't know. I'll come
I
back
really
to
like
it.
the Elton John one, Rocket Man.
with the guy
Taron
from
Egerton.
Yeah.
we won't call him
Kingsman.
by his real name. He's just the
The
Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty.
I enjoyed that.
Mhm.
Apparently, he and Elton are really good friends now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
after
saw
he
a
did
thing
the
about
movie.
that too. They're
Yeah.
buddies. They hang out. Everyone likes Elton.
Yep. And then this, I don't even want to ask this question. Did anybody watch the new Jurassic World Dominion
Yes.
trailer?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
We all commented
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to watch that. I
So-
said it was like the end game of Jurassic World
Yeah,
it
because
was.
everyone's in it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for portals to start opening and just, what's his name from Seinfeld come walking out, but he got eaten.
Kramer.
Yeah.
No, Newman was on. He's the
Newman.
one that gets eaten.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson.
He got eaten too.
He got eaten.
They bring them all back. Doctor Strange can bring them all back. Variants of them.
This should be a magical dinosaur.
So is it safe to say that everybody else thought it looked really stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with it. I'm a fan of the originals, so obviously seeing the original three back together, I think is cool. It's nice that they're there. I mean, I liked all those actors in that movie, but yeah, I get what you were saying in the thing. You think like an 8-year-old kid, you were excited because of like dinosaurs running through the streets and all that, but it's gonna be stupid.
I know it's gonna be stupid, but it's like you in the fucking Transformers movies.
Yeah.
I see a trailer, I'm against it. I'm like, the last one sucked. I hate this. And then I see a trailer for the new one, and I'm like, oh, that looks really good.
But see, other than seeing like the nostalgic bringing back the old cast,
They're heavy on
Nothing-
nostalgia.
nothing looked really like the one scene. There's like 2 T-Rexes and 15 Velociraptors in like the middle of London. I'm like, why? What? Why?
When they start fighting with each other,
Yeah, and they're all chasing
same
him.
humans.
it's
Yeah.
Just chasing
all the
them.
dinosaurs teamed up. Then
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're-
That's what it seems like this movie is. It's like it seems like all the dinosaurs have a hive mind. They're like, there's 7 humans. Let's fuck them
Well,
up.
aren't they genetically engineered dinosaurs by that company that was trying to sell them for $50 million?
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
Well, that's
with the evil Asian.
the evil Asian doctor. You
Yeah.
think he's going to create something to destroy him? I think he's going to create something to make him worse.
I think that's what the last shot of that trailer was, because they showed the big foot come down and it had a big raptor claw. on
it was
so,
huge. Yeah, it was like a giant raptor.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be
Because they have to outdo themselves. They
The
made
Indominus.
the big this huge T-Rex that had
And then-
raptor blood.
And then they had that
the
raptor.
Indominus Rex.
Yeah, the Indominus Rex. Then they
And
had
they had the Indoraptor
The
last
Indoraptor.
time.
which was like a smart raptor, and it would knock on
Well,
your
That's
It's
going
door.
to
bigger.
combine the two. of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. It was pulling down sheets. Remember, we're like, why is it bothering pulling down the sheets? Oh, not this girl. So now this one has to be probably a raptor that's like as big as a building.
I'm still holding out hope that little girl is
She's
a
a-
dinosaur.
She's a
going to turn
clone.
into a dinosaur.
I honestly, what can they do in this to fight the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Because they make it seem like they're gonna fight. Like that scene at the end when they're all standing there, like
Well, I was confused with what they were doing because it seemed like Star Lord was trying to keep people from hurting the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is trying to hurt the dinosaurs.
He was doing hand motion. That stop
Stop.
hand. He was telling everybody
Blue
stop.
had a baby.
Blue had a
Blue was
baby.
a
Blue had
mother.
a baby.
Yeah, Blue
Light
had a
blue.
baby.
Urple.
Yeah, and then he was doing more hands.
With the parasaurs.
Yeah.
See, the thing about me, I'm watching this trailer, and like all the new dinosaurs that they're showing in this are all dinosaurs that are in the video game Ark that I play.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus
I
was
was so
in it.
excited to
The
see that.
Therizina-
What's my favorite
What the
dinosaur?
fuck is that?
That's the big
Kumquat?
flying one.
It's the
Oh, with the big
largest. It's the largest flying creature to ever live.
And of course,
Hey,
it's
I've been on an
attacking
airplane.
airplanes.
So did you watch this film?
It's attack. Everything's attacking.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, it was a cool one. And the Mosasaurus was attacking a
The
fishing boat.
mosasaur. There was
I
the
did like that
scene
scene,
where
yeah.
Bryce
Pulling the
Dallas
big
Howard
tuna.
is under the water. That's a dinosaur called a Therizinosaur, and they have claws.
And it couldn't smell her under the water.
Yeah, but they have claws
Yeah.
like 2 feet long. In Ark.
That scene's gonna be so obnoxious. How
Yeah.
long
Oh yeah.
she's gonna hold her breath for while it's right above the water? Fuck out of here! They're gonna do so much of that stupid
It's gonna-
shit.
So, but they're raising the clone as their own daughter.
Yes.
2 of them.
I
It
think
seemed
so.
that way.
Yeah.
And it was like so
She
much
didn't age a
snow
day either.
scenes.
Well, she's a clone. Maybe she just stays that same age
Well, she's-
until she
She's a
werewolves
real
into a
person.
dinosaur.
You think maybe
Yeah.
they de-aged her?
maybe, but didn't she look exactly the same?
She.
But this happened 8 years after the last movie where they were fighting.
No,
on
the
the
last movie was like 3 years ago when it came out.
Yeah, we don't know what the time jump is between
Yeah.
the last movie and
They
this.
could have
movie.
filmed this a while ago.
Well,
too.
it had to be a while because there's so many more dinosaurs now.
Yeah.
yeah, they
know.
repopulated the earth.
I legitimately want either all the humans to die or. I mean,
Oh.
really, that's it. I just want all the humans to die. I want all the humans to die, and then like nature resets itself, and the dinosaurs win, and then we start having people that can train the dinosaurs and ride them, and start Dino Riders. Jurassic Park.
I would like Dino Riders. If we get Dino Saucers, though, which is a chance with that girl.
But I feel like you maybe need to ease. Okay, so in the timeline of Jurassic Park to Dino Riders to Dino Saucers, I feel like you need to.
You have to harness the power. First.
You have to harness the power, but also too, I think you need to have multiple generations with the clones to get to that
So they
giant.
could co-produce with the dinosaurs.
Yes, and then you get bigger, like bulky human, like
Yeah,
the-
so
this-
just humanoid dinosaurs instead
Yes.
of a human that turns into a dinosaur.
correct.
Who do you think from the cast? You know they're going to kill one of the main characters.
Grant
I think
is
it's going
the
to be
oldest.
what's his name?
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Yeah,
It's going to be one of those two.
one of them will sacrifice
I
themselves.
really wish it was Chris Pratt.
I kind of agree with you. I think it's gonna be Grant.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt is going to be so annoying in this movie
Yes,
because he's going to do the stop hand about 150 times, talking to Blue.
At least
Blue's
he's
going
not
to.
obnoxious like Star-Lord, though, in these movies. With
He's
the
almost
jokes.
obnoxious in the opposite direction. Where
Yeah,
he's not making.
he's a
He's
nice
too
guy.
serious.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And Blue's going to save his life, and it's just too much.
Blue has a kid now, though.
Blue does have a kid.
She didn't have time for Star-Lord anymore.
Yeah, she had a kid. Yeah, she got
Bluey
laid
had a
somewhere down
kid.
the road. There was a lot going on in this trailer.
A lot.
A lot going on, but the big creation that they make is going to be it's going to be like Godzilla. They're going to make like Godzilla. You know, it's gonna be a super dinosaur with all the powers. It's going to have like wings
Fly, you know.
and like
Breathe
and the
fire.
spray head and
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that. It's going to be like, "Rah!" and we're like, holy shit, and then Mothra's going to show up or something like that. It's going to be a super dinosaur that they're going to have to build a robot dinosaur
Oh
to fight.
fuck! Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want.
Yeah, I guarantee you this dinosaur has like all the dino properties.
Yeah.
Like he just grows
They'll
wings.
probably be able
and-
to shape change,
yeah,
too.
shape change. You know,
Color change into its background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow its heart so you can't detect
acid
it.
hair, head face thing.
Acid hair.
Yeah, whatever.
Acid wash jeans.
Yeah, whatever that thing is. It's gonna look like that. It's gonna be obnoxious.
It's gonna be dumb,
Yeah, it's
It's going to be great.
It's obnoxious.
and we'll go see it.
And I'll be excited about it until we go see it, and then I will say it's dumb when we get out.
And when Mark Wahlberg punches the ground, I'm gonna laugh out loud.
Only if the screen freezes.
Oh yeah.
They should have just kept this movie on in the island setting with what they were doing and build off that.
Yeah, because there's really nowhere to go from here. Like
Legit, not to make a joke. The only step is Dino Riders.
Yeah.
Like legit. Like I don't know where
It's
else to write-
dinosaurs and humans mixing together.
Yeah,
Really.
but you then it's the Flintstones.
It is the Flintstones.
Well, it'd be the
woolly mammoth.
Flintstones light. I mean, they're not going to be having a woolly mammoth spray water to clean your dishes, but
Will they
You don't
mix
know
their
that.
cement in a pelican? Is what I want to know. And have a saber-toothed tiger as a pet.
I can see them like
The
farming them.
Flintstones was
for-
the goofiest fucking show
yeah.
ever. It had a laugh track, like it was a live studio audience.
Yeah, it was the honeymooners.
Yeah, and a laugh track.
Well, it's on primetime TV.
Do you know there's people that I've seen these goofy theories come online?
Oh,
that
I know what
the
you're talking
Flintstones
about.
and the Jetsons took place at the same time in the same world, and the Flintstones were everybody that lived on the ground, and the Jetsons were everybody that lived above the
Well,
clouds.
it's true because they had a crossover where they were in the same episode.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't go back in
I
time?
know that.
They
Yeah.
did.
I don't know what caused them to
Yeah.
cross over.
I think it was time travel, though.
Because they said like the Flintstones had technology. Like they had TV. It was like
Yeah.
a pelican running in there.
Yeah.
It's always a pelican or something like that.
Yeah,
You know, but they had like
yeah.
phones and modern things that they knew about cars. They weren't
Yeah.
like prehistoric.
Mhm.
It was just they didn't have whatever because
They were the modern Stone Age family.
Yeah, they were modern. Yeah. And the Jetsons were upstairs. Upstairs.
Upstairs.
Up in the clouds.
They rented the upstairs apartment.
I don't know how we got on that because you said Flintstones around, but
Well, we were
Yeah.
talking about the logical evolution of the storyline of Jurassic Park.
I think it somehow goes to I don't think there's any way we don't get out a little bit of Dino Riders with him riding Blue. Something's gonna happen there.
Okay, so what's the over under of a dinosaur?
Or someone's using a big like a Patasaurus, like a big whatever brontosauruses don't exist anymore, but whatever it
Yeah,
was,
they got rid of the Brontosaurus.
it'll be like carrying farm equipment or something.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
there's what's the over under of there's a dinosaur with guns attached to it?
Because the military will be trying to weaponize it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they'll have a bunch of T-Rexes with
Oh,
rocket
in this
launchers on their
movie,
head.
the over under's got to be really low because it's guaranteed.
You think?
I think so. At least from the again, just from the military standpoint.
Well, they
they'll
have brain boxes.
Oh, that's
Well, they already had brain boxes in the last.
Yeah, they
one.
kind of already had things that they were trying
Oh,
to
they did have
control.
brain
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah.
like legit. They're writing the prequel to Dino
Yeah.
Riders.
But Dino Riders took place in prehistoric times.
Well, to some
They got
extent,
modernizing the story.
Yeah,
Mm.
because remember, Kingpin was in the first movie of Jurassic World.
Was the first one or the second one?
It was in the first one. Vincent D'Onofrio.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember.
His thing was that he
Yeah.
wanted to put like things that control them on their head and then send
Yes.
them in the caves in Iraq
Oh, yeah.
to
Yes.
kill terrorists. And he was like,
Yes.
think about it, how many lives we're saying. We send some of these boys with weapons. I have a feeling you're gonna see that. Because that was his thing.
But
And he
tell
was
better sue
working on it.
And
somebody.
he's the one that got the evil Asian
Wait,
doctor
does-
out.
Yeah, he
That's
got him
all in
out.
the
Yeah.
toy line?
They do now.
Cahoots.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're gonna see that.
Yeah.
You see, you might see a scene where they're like the raptors are killing people in
I
like
think Mattel has Jurassic World.
in Afghanistan and stuff like that.
And even if it's not a direct shot, it'll be like a news clip.
A news
in the
clip.
background.
Yeah. 10 velociraptors took out known terrorists.
They use
So-and-so.
Deinonychuses though in Dino Riders instead of raptors.
Deinonychus was one of the dinosaurs in the trailer.
I didn't notice that.
It
What's
was
a Deinonychus? It looks
it's
like
the-
a raptor.
It's the raptor one that had the feathers.
Oh, the big one.
Well, it's not. Deinonychus actually are smaller than like the Utah raptor, which is what they show
Utah.
in these movies.
I think they won the championship last year.
Yeah, again, Utah Raptors. Yeah.
But yeah, they're a little bit smaller, but they were definitely feathered.
That was a
We
new
think.
one.
But yeah, that's what the Dino Riders rode. There are
Okay.
good ones and bad ones.
We've been on this trailer for about 20 minutes.
A long time.
Yeah.
We
I'm
didn't even really
shocked.
discuss the
Let's
trailer.
move to TV news.
Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi series premiere date has been confirmed by Disney Plus.
Okay.
It's coming out May 25th
This year.
this year, which
Yes.
initially I was like, that's a huge miss. Why did they not debut it on May 4th for Star Wars Day? Well,
Yeah.
there's another connection. The original theatrical release date of Star Wars A New Hope was May 25th, 1977.
Like anyone will remember that, other than uber nerds.
I'm sure they'll point it out.
Yeah, they're definitely going to point it out.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so we're getting Obi-Wan Kenobi in May.
How much of this series do you think there's just going to be surprise after surprise after surprise after surprise?
That's what we were talking about last week. It's just all like fan service. They think that's what people want is cameos and
Because that's what saved. I mean, what kind of saved the Book of Boba Fett. We'll talk about that, I guess. Well, you didn't see it yet.
That's fine.
We could,
No,
Okay.
don't worry.
but I think that's what you're going to get. You're going to get Hayden Christensen as Anakin.
Mhm.
From the rumors I'm reading, Vader Anakin is supposed to be a fairly significant role in the series.
I think you're probably going to get Ahsoka again.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me. If you get Ahsoka, then you could get. I don't know. I mean,
Grogu.
they introduced Cad Bane. You
You
could
can
use
have
him that
Grogu in
time.
there,
Yeah, you can use
Grogu.
Grogu. You can use Cad Bane. You can do all those guys all over again.
They're gonna have Obi-Wan be the one that saved Grogu from Order 66 somehow.
A lot of people are saying that they think it's R2.
I've been hearing Mace Windu that he's not really dead. So there's another cameo.
well, that's one thing I wouldn't mind if Mace Windu was alive.
And he has robot arms.
Well,
they
robot
didn't.
hands.
He didn't lose anything, did he?
yeah,
his
he
hands
did.
cut off.
Oh, he
Anakin cut his
Yeah.
arms off.
They
Yeah.
just threw him
forearm.
out the window.
His robot forearms. He could have survived.
Yeah,
It's Space Window, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he's going out a window. There's all those cars going by.
Yeah, I
He
could
just-
see him getting
yeah.
being all
Well,
shrouded.
and the other thing is
that'll be the
would
big reveal for episode 3.
Yeah,
but that
No,
would
it's Mace Window.
that would be
Oh, fuck, Mace Windu.
another way to tie Boba Fett back in. Boba Fett trying to get revenge for Windu killing his father.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they could have a fight.
'Cause I was
Tamar
mad at
Morrison's
that
way
movie.
too old to be young Boba Fett. He's way
Get
too
the
old.
kid who's
I don't
playing-
want more Tamar Morrison.
Get the kid who played him.
How
Yeah,
about this? Just leave Boba Fett's fucking helmet on.
yeah,
That's
leave his
all.
helmet on and get a different guy to play him. Yeah.
I want the kid to come back.
I want the kid.
Another another character.
Jennifer
Uncle-
Grievous.
Uncle-
What's her name
Lars.
from Bad Batch?
Oh, the British or the
Omega?
Australian girl.
Omega.
Yeah,
I guarantee you we're gonna get live action Omega in one of these
I think
shows.
Ahsoka's that show's gonna have because
'Cause
remember,
she'll be old Omega by then, but
yeah, but remember the connection that she had with the Twi'lek from Rebels
with Hera.
Hera,
Yeah.
because it was young Hera, and they formed a connection
Yeah.
in Bad Batch. That's when you were going to
She's a character you're definitely gonna see in one of these shows.
in Omega or in, you know what I mean.
I don't.
She's technically Boba Fett's sister.
Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna get that during the Obi-Wan show.
No,
I'm
we're
just,
gonna
I
get-
think-
spitballing.
yeah.
here.
Dr. Afra.
The Obi-Wan show, we're gonna get
Always-
we're gonna get Ewan McGregor back. We're gonna get Vader. We're gonna see at least, I'm guessing, at least 2 Inquisitors.
one was just cast, wasn't it?
Well,
Do you think they
there's-
redo the Darth Maul scene in Obi-Wan's?
They better not mess up that. That was one of the best parts of Star Wars.
You could technically show it. There
I
could be a-
know.
I mean, we only saw a bit of that scene when he arrived there and went after him. You could do a little bit more there. You know?
I'm so torn. I would love
If you
to
want to
see
save a
that in
series,
live
Darth
action.
Maul.
I would love to see that in live action, but I don't know if they're gonna do it. But that would be epic in live action to see you
And have Ray Park play him.
Yeah,
hmm
Derek Rose robot legs.
I don't know. I
Han
think
Solo
you're gonna see a
with
lot
with the new actor.
You're gonna see young Luke Skywalker.
as a kid.
yeah, you're gonna see the young version of Luke.
You're not gonna see.
Hopefully they get Jake Lloyd to play
Jake-
him.
Jake
yes.
Lloyd. He's like 40 now.
They should have stuck with Jake Lloyd for the series.
Mhm.
I don't think there's gonna be a lot of like oddball characters. I think it's gonna be characters that we know.
Every Cantina alien.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, they
Max
have to do
Rebo.
something because, to me,
Is he dead?
whatever Obi-Wan
Yeah, he
did
was just
had to
in
be very
Boba Fett.
boring.
Oh, never mind.
Don't you think Obi-Wan's existence for those years had to be pretty boring?
Well,
He
here's
sat in a cave and kept an eye on a kid for 30 years or whatever. You know
But-
what I mean? Or 20 years.
let me
15.
just say
No, whatever.
It aged him a lot, though.
it did.
It did.
It did.
Yeah.
There
Something's
might have been a
going on.
lot of people finding him, and it could be Obi-Wan killing a lot of people with Luke Skywalker just going. Do, 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 do.
They could
Like,
do that.
you know
People
what I
showing
mean?
up to Inquisitors showing up to
Yeah.
kill Luke and he kills them.
yeah.
That's how they get rid of all those characters.
Yeah.
Everyone, it's like moths to a flame. It's just Obi-Wan just fucking slices it out. Like that's how you do
I have
it.
a feeling you might see Bad Batch people in the Obi-Wan show since it aligns very close.
Timeline wise.
Timeline wise, very
Yeah.
close.
I just am annoyed that it's going to be another show that takes place on Tatooine.
Yeah, it's another sand show.
Yeah.
The most important back alley star or planet in the solar
Yep.
system.
Well, speaking of Tatooine, let's talk Book of Boba Fett's.
So is Max Rebo dead?
I didn't watch it. Yeah, He better
Who's
not be.
Max Rebo?
He's the blue guy in the Max Rebo band.
He's
Play-
the elephant guy that plays the piano.
Oh, because he was in that bar.
Right? They didn't show him in that bar though when it got blown up.
Mhm.
I was watching a TikTok that showed that he's playing the piano with his feet and not his hands, and it showed a whole like body thing where how his butt's real long and he sits on it. It's fucking weird.
That's weird.
Max Rebo.
But anyway, the Boba show came down to
That's the new name. Of it.
they had a big fight, and
I still don't know why they were fighting though.
yeah, they didn't like spice being traded through their city.
Now, is spice supposed to be like a drug?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just ripped off Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it came down to like a big shootout, kind of where Boba's team and all the
Is going against the
Pike Syndicate.
Pike Syndicate.
Cat Bane showed up. Him and Boba had a one-on-one where they talked, which was cool. And he said how, like, you know, they have history, obviously from Clone Wars. And he said, you know, we're going to kill you if you don't back down. They didn't back down. And I don't know. It was okay, like the beginning of the fight. Seeing Mando and Boba together was cool.
Yeah, that was
Because
cool.
they decided just to take the fight right to them, and they flew out the top of the building, landed and went back to back. And they were doing a lot of shooting, getting shot, hitting off their best
Well, yeah,
car,
that
you
was
know.
the other thing is like they were taking so many shots, and I was just like,
Yeah, they were getting hit a
They
lot.
eventually got overwhelmed though.
They got
Yeah.
overwhelmed, and then like
Boba
the
Fett has knee cannons.
knee cannons.
well, Mando does too.
He
The
does.
Freetown people show up, even though you saw the
Cad
week
Bane.
before with Cad Bane
I actually didn't watch that, but I know that Cad Bane
killed those guys. They showed up and they helped them, and then the Power Ranger kids. Everyone was
The
getting.
mods.
Everybody was getting beat up. The Wookiee guy was getting.
I don't know how he survived.
I don't know how I got- yeah.
No, so my thing is there's no way that they would have overwhelmed him the way they did.
The lizard people
That he hates.
that they hate, the Wookiees, and what do they call them?
I can't remember the other
Kardashians
species.
or
yeah.
The Kardashians.
Or something like that. They overwhelmed him, and you just see them like kind of overwhelming him, and then he like shows up at the main base and he's like limping.
It's
Like-
no, we see those guys come flying in off screen. He's like
Yeah.
throwing them at other people.
Yeah. But the
He's
thing,
like
the
dragging
thing
them.
that annoyed
And then
me
he's
about
getting
that,
shot to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boba saves him.
so like he goes from like on death's door to just fine.
Yeah,
And then
he
in the
was
next
fine.
scene, he's on death's door again.
He's
And
fine.
then in the next scene, he's fine.
Wookiee Rage.
Yeah.
That's what it was, I guess.
And then they send in 2 like giant destroyer droids that have shields
Okay.
and they can't get around them. Even Mando tried to use the dark saber and he couldn't get through the shields. And he doesn't know how to use that sword at all. But
No.
like, so Boba leaves, comes back with the Rancor, and it's like Boba Fett riding a Rancor because
That's who he was, I knew he was training for
and it was cool.
It was cool. I didn't realize Rancors were that fast or agile.
Neither did
though.
I. It was like King Kong. It was climbing
Yeah.
buildings and jumping all
That
around.
scene was good though.
And then he like smashed the shield, and the shield was faded. So then Mando got in behind it, jumped
Just
on the
fuck-
thing, and cut the one arm off. And I'm like, dude, cut the leg. Like, hasn't Mando watched Clone Wars? Anakin cuts the legs, the droid falls, and then he cuts the head. He like jumps on top of it, tries to stab it, and it
I
like
like to
throws him off.
assume that Boba Fett is watching
on,
Clone Wars.
Mando.
Like, oh, or Mando's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
So yeah, he's really pissed poor with it because I'm like, yeah, Anakin would have handled in Obi-Wan. Used to
leader
kill
of-
droids like crazy, you know. But they finally beat the droids with the Rancor, and he smashes them all together, and they win. And then Boba fights Cad Bane, and he kills him. And you're like, already Cad Bane's dead. But a lot of people were noticing that Cad Bane like fucked Boba up, and then like Boba with that staff. You know, there was a whole episode showing you how he made that staff,
Of course.
but you knew it was going to come into play. He like took the staff out, tripped Bane, and then stabbed him. And then he stood over him holding his Tusken staff, you know, and all that shit.
I don't think Cad Bane's dead.
His thing was still beeping, his like life support. You
Yeah.
can't just kill off Cad Bane like that.
Did you guys see the post-credit scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was some foreshadowing to some other things Boba Fett's going to try and do.
Or a spin-off series of Cobb Vanth.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy, the marshal,
Yeah.
he was in the tank, the Baka tank at the end.
Getting
Okay.
mods.
And then that dude, the black dude that modded up, what's her name?
Oh,
Saved
Fennec.
Fennec's life.
Yeah.
He was there getting ready to like do some mods
Okay.
on Cobb Vanth. So what do you think that's going to lead to?
I think that he's going to also resurrect Cad Bane that way.
You think so?
Yeah.
Cad Bane has a lot of mechanical parts on him to begin
Mhm.
with.
Already, yeah.
And then he'll
So-
he'll owe him his life then, and then he'll have another soldier. It's
Yeah.
just a way to keep the character around.
I mean, I wouldn't get rid of him. I think that was it can't
I
be
love
one.
his voice.
Yeah, it was the same actor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was the same Clone Wars guy that played him. They didn't even credit whoever the body guy was, but they just
I don't even
credited
know if there was a body guy. It
the
was
voice
just-
guy. Yeah.
Played
I read a thing about apparently Cad Bane was modeled after the character from The Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Mhm.
The Angel Eyes, the villain from that movie, is who Cad Bane was modeled after.
I get
Well,
The
that.
voice, the look, the mannerisms, like how he shoots,
Oh,
everything
yeah, he
was,
was so
modeled.
like Saber kept calling him Clint Eastwood.
Well, that's a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
It was the guy that Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
killed at the end.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood movie.
He was cool. It was good. And then my thing, I didn't like that Grogu chose the Mando way.
They did that just to save him, because his fate would be he gets killed by Kylo Ren otherwise.
Well, you could have done something that he didn't die
Yeah,
there.
so-
You know, it just seems very pointless that the whole end of the second season of or second season
Second
of
season.
Mando was that, you know, he made the choice to send him to his own people, and that's what he did. And then like one season later, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get him. Like well, you gave him up for that. Like
Yeah.
that's where he belongs. You returned him to his people. And then you show up offering him chainmail T-shirt, you know, that like, I don't know why a whole staff had to be melted down to make a T-shirt this fucking big, you know, that fits. That Mandalorian chick's really good with like,
Yeah.
what size is he? 2T, 3T? I'll make a 5T just in case.
You can grow into
It's
it.
like a glove, you know. I just thought, and then to have that reunion on Boba's show was like
Yeah.
kind of pointless. In the middle of a battle, he's like, "Hey, Grogu's back. I love you too."
Oh,
Oh,
Grogu.
How did
helped.
Grogu get there?
he R2 flew him in an X-wing.
Yeah, Luke just threw Grogu in an X-wing with R2 and
Yeah.
was like, "See you
Yep.
later, kid."
I saw they were like he just didn't pull out Yoda's lightsaber. He had it. He killed Luke. Took took his X-wing. He's like, I'm taking both, bitch.
I just didn't think you need the Grogu reunion that quickly.
No.
Just so you could put him in the little spaceship where he was
He took
heading.
out the Rancor though.
Yeah, he
We didn't
calmed
take
the
it out. He
Rancor
calmed him
down.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My theory.
An X-wing shows up where that chick with the
And it's
droids
obviously
is,
Luke's.
and it's obviously Luke's, and she's like, I didn't do anything, officer. I'm not doing anything illegal here. And Grogu pops out of the thing, and R2 starts talking, or R2 just drops him off and then leaves. I'm like, man, Luke should have came.
Doesn't make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Luke should have came because they could have really used Luke's help in this fight.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a waste of the end of season 2. All that
Luke
shit.
wouldn't help Boba Fett.
He would help Mando though.
Yeah,
Would he?
maybe.
Luke would probably help. He would forgive Boba for stuff.
I mean, would he? He kidnapped his best friend and like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think he would have killed everyone,
I don't know.
including Grogu. And they
So my theory, the end of the episode before the post credit, Mando and Grogu are in his new starship,
Naboo Starfighter.
their Naboo starfighter, and Grogu's in the little droid spot and he's pounding on the glass, and Mando's like, no, and he's pounding on the glass. He's like, no, and he's like, fine, one more time, and he turns on the turbo boosters and takes off, and Grogu's
And you
like,
think Mando's taking him back to Luke?
my theory is yes, Mando is taking him back to Luke where the Jedi school is, because I think the choice, Luke he's not the old school Jedi. He's not an ultimatum
Well, that
kind of,
goes away against what Yoda taught him.
but at the end,
Because Yoda was telling him to value the relationships and stuff, wasn't he?
yeah, and so
Right.
Luke's not an ultimatum Jedi. So I think the choice was actually not Grogu's. I think Luke knew he was going to choose the chainmail. The choice was Mando's, whether or not to keep him away
I think you should get both.
or to bring
Yeah,
him
some
back.
chainmail and
I think he's going to.
Here's what-
I think Mando is taking Grogu back for Grogu to complete his training, and I think he's going to ask Luke for help training him with the Darksaber.
I think it would have been better if they would have made Grogu some Mandalorian armor. I think
I wanted to see a little helmet with ears.
like a little rocket pack and the whole thing. I would have loved to look instead of that chainmail
It
T-shirt.
looks
Was,
so dumb. You can't even market that for
Yeah.
kids.
I
Kids
just
don't
wanna
want that.
I want to
That's
see a
stupid.
little Mandalorian outfit. Like
That would be
How's it look?
awesome.
yeah, just a little Mandalorian outfit.
And
I
Mando
just
even
love how
calls
he
it
walks.
a
whenever-
shirt.
Yeah. A shirt.
He's like, "Oh, you got your shirt."
You got your shirt. Yeah.
Wait a minute, is that what he says in the
Yes,
show?
Yeah.
that's what he said.
He's like, oh, I see you got your shirt. You're wearing your shirt. He talks so sensitive to him, And he jumps up and hugs him, and they're in the middle of like a fucking fight scene too. It was really out of place. It didn't belong in there.
That would be a good idea to have Luke train him with the lightsaber and
Yeah.
stuff.
He also has to go to the fucking. He's got to go back to the
Come on.
Mandalorian home planet to go through the mines or whatever. That's what they
To become a Mandalorian again.
Yeah.
Because they outcasted him.
they did.
Which
They played
another
Hey Ya.
plot hole. If he has the Darksaber, he could have ousted her.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'd be like, I'm the boss. I got the fucking Darksaber, and I beat this schmuck. I'll beat you
I
next
mean, there's
too.
only 3 of us. I can kick both your asses.
Yeah.
Make my bitch a shirt,
Yeah.
and I'm out of here.
Make a shirt, and I'm out here. I like that she made the shirt, did all that out. Then she was like, "Oh, by the way, did you ever take your helmet off?
And he's
Yeah.
like,
I'm gonna get the fuck out. You're no longer a Mandalorian." Wouldn't you ask that before you were doing a whole training
Well, she still
montage?
respected him, I think.
Yeah. By the way, did you ever take that helmet off? I'd be like, no,
She
never.
He's going to join up with the Mandalorians that don't follow that.
Yeah,
Bo-Katan and Sasha
Bo-Katan.
Banks.
yeah.
Awesome.
Eventually, someone's gonna challenge him again for that Darksaber.
Everyone's gonna try. Everyone should challenge him for it.
Yeah.
'Cause he doesn't kill him. What's the Maybe you get him on a bad day. Maybe he slips on a banana peel. Fuck. Then you can lead all the Mandalorians.
I don't know. Do you think Luke would really train a non-Jedi in how to use that sword?
I think so.
Like, here's how you use it. Swing it.
Especially if he brought Grogu back, because he would see that he had good intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my theory. That's
And if I look, I'd be like, okay, you brought him back. Stop fucking coming visiting so I can focus on some training. But then Luke just
training
starts, then Luke
montage-
just starts doing this. Are you done now? Oh, sorry, that's my dad and me. No, I guess I shouldn't do grippy hands.
What I would do is be like, well, maybe I'll train him after you go do your trials. And he does his trials, and you just keep taking his helmet off.
Yeah,
Like, yep, you got to go do it again.
Gotta
Force
do
his
it
helmet
again.
off.
Don't take that helmet off. Whoops. So we'll see. All in all, it wasn't the best show. It took Mando, Luke Skywalker, and Cad Bane to make me give a shit about watching
Yeah.
this show, because I wasn't going to watch anymore. I was pretty
It
much
was
done.
bad. Those first few episodes were.
Then I was like, oh,
horrible.
I got to watch it now.
Boba Fett still has negative charisma, but it's all the other characters around him.
If you roll a d20,
He
you
needs
get
to
the
stop
negative.
taking that fucking helmet
and
off
stop
so much
talking.
and stop talking so much. he never talked that much, the old Bo. Now he won't shut up, and he's like such a good guy, like caring about shit. Like, be a little bit merciless, you know?
Well, I'll tell you what, the scene, the Fennec Shan scene where she goes into that thing and just fucking aces every dude.
All
in
the
that
people
room.
that agreed to not fight him all turned on him. All the city mob bosses and that. And then at the end, Fennec shows up and assassinates all of them,
Good.
every single
even the mayor too.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it would be a lot better if he kept his helmet on and didn't.
Is Boba going to be the mayor now?
Yeah.
Like, uh,
Yeah, I mean, he probably will.
And you find out that the Pikes were the one that killed his family and made it look like the biker gang. And Cad Bane, of course, tells him like the prick he is. So, yeah, we'll see. Star Wars.
Star Wars. Moving on. Catherine Zeta-Jones has been cast in a leading role for the new National Treasure show coming to Disney Plus.
National Treasure doesn't have lasers. So what's the point of even having her on this movie?
Yeah, for her to do her butt thing through.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This one was a little bit of a shock to me. Jeremy Renner.
Jerry Renner.
Jeremy Renner is getting a new show on Disney Plus outside of the MCU called Renovations.
What is this?
It's where he does coke and beats his wife. I mean,
It's described an original. I'm gonna gloss over that. It's an original 4-part series that embraces Jeremy's lifelong passion for giving back to communities around the world by listen to this, by reimagining unique, purpose-built vehicles to meet a community's need.
What does that even mean? You
I
said that and I read it. I
It's
still
my
don't.
ride.
It's been my ride.
Yeah.
He's gonna repurpose community vehicles.
It's going to be a school bus with a snowplow on it, so no more 2-hour delays.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna hate Jeremy Renner.
I mean, I think his kids already hate him, so it doesn't matter.
No, I originally I thought this was gonna be like a home renovation show. Then I was like, purpose-built vehicles? What the
This guy has a unicycle and he juggles. He needs a place to hold his bowling pins that he juggles. Thanks to Jeremy Renner, we're going to renovate this unicycle. We're going to put little shelves and a little TV stand for you. It'd be like, why am I watching this? Why did they let him have this? This is his agreement for coming back and doing the Hawkeye show.
Well, I think these two shows that they announced today was like, all right, we'll still do Marvel movies, but I got to do this. Try.
Like, I'll do it, but I want to do a TV show, and it's called Renovations. No, please don't make us do that. I'm doing it. Or no more Hawkeye. All right.
Shit, all right.
Shit, do renovate it. We'll put it on. We'll put it in an area you can't find. We'll put it in the Nat Geo section. No one will look in there. Renovation.
That's probably where it will be. It'll be that.
Yeah, because no one clicks in there. So you go in there. There's Marvel and Star Wars and Pixar and Nat Geo. Yeah, Ken goes in there and watches.
I did
How
watch.
dolphins fuck and stuff like that. All right.
I mean, it's horny.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's probably cooking shows in there.
Yeah.
Actually, Disney doesn't have a good. They do actually. Or I heard they're starting to get like television shows, like New Girl and stuff from the Fox deal. Sort of
Yeah,
show.
I saw that. A lot of those this week.
Wasn't there another Marvel person that got a TV show?
Brie Larson.
What's hers called?
I didn't.
Larservations.
I didn't see her. I did hear she got a
Cooking
show,
with
but I didn't-
Lars.
but I didn't
She
hear
has a
what it
show
was.
too, like this
Yeah.
too. It's just her hanging out, trying new jackets on, and hosting TV shows. Yeah,
I'll be looking to
co-hosting
see.
TV shows.
While Ken looks that up, I think I left the best news for last. X-Men 97 will be a 10-episode first season, is planned for summer 2023 release, and it's planned that the show will pick up right where the 90s series left off.
Yeah, I read this. It's going to pick up where, if anybody's ever watched the final episode of X-Men, the animated series, Xavier gets mortally wounded, and Lilandra takes him to Shi'ar to heal him. Do you
Is
remember?
that with the weird animation?
That's the weird
That's what I
animation.
thought.
He gets injured. He's like brain dead or something,
Mhm,
and she puts him in his capsule and she takes him. And then the X-Men, it's called Graduation Day.
mhm.
And then they're all standing there and they're like all reunited, like Iceman's back with them and everybody else that like was around,
Yeah.
and then he flies away.
Their
and then-
timeline was all off.
yeah, and they stand there like saying goodbye to him and all that. Like Bishop's with them. So if it picks up right where that leads off, like them, I think it's supposed to be something where they're looking for Xavier.
Okay.
Cool.
So I found the information about Brie Larson's show
Okay.
and some more information about renovations.
It's a sewing show.
It's called. She's going to executive produce a show called Growing Up, and it's
It's about growing up.
is a hybrid docuseries that will discuss the challenges of growing up, looking at 10, 18 to 22-year-olds own coming of age journeys. Each episode will be 30 minutes long.
Oh god, that sounds fantastic.
And then, but Renovations is only 4 episodes, so he's
Yeah.
only going to do 4.
Yeah, well, he's got, like Brock said, the
school bus.
school bus with the plow, the unicycle episode, and then 2 other.
garbage truck.
How about a police car that shoots
Arrow,
Yeah.
This is custom StarTech arrows.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a
Yeah.
fire truck that starts fires, then puts them out.
Yeah. One side it burns, the other side it puts them out. Yeah, there you go. But school bus snowplows the first episode.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
actually
With
that's
monster
not-
truck wheels.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
or tank treads.
Yeah, or tank treads. Yeah. That's
Back
first
2 tires, back is tank treads.
Yeah.
Then it's double wheels in the front. Snowplow.
That's definitely that we nailed it.
Yep.
We know
Renovations.
renovation.
Moving into HBO Max DC Universe, there's a rumor that Lex Luthor is coming to Titan season 4.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. And I don't have any updates on this next bit. It could have sold today. Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movie rights are set to go on sale this week. And right now, Amazon is considered the top prospective buyer.
Can I buy them for the same price I bought an antique couch? $12.
Probably not. But likely this is going to go to Amazon.
Do people still stream those though?
HBO Max does.
Yeah, but is anybody watching it?
I watched them since I got HBO Max. I watched them last Christmas.
Okay.
I watched all 6 movies, and that's a lot of your time.
Mhm.
I plan on doing that maybe every 5 years or so.
Yeah, because it's like once you see them and you know everything that's going to happen, it's a long rewatch.
I rewatched them because Alex had never seen them,
yeah,
so we watched all 6, and they're good. I mean, they're such enjoyable films.
yeah. I
I
like
think they're
them.
some of the best films ever
They're
made.
just so long.
They are long. They are long. It feels like a journey.
So Amazon. In this news, I just talk about out of touch. Fox Entertainment, which was the company that was left over from the Disney Fox
Yes.
deal, Fox Entertainment has purchased the full rights to the claymation character Gumby and have plans to expand into film, television, and beyond.
It's probably been long enough for it'll be relevant again.
They bring everything back. Why not?
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
gets brought back.
I just can't imagine kids today being interested in Gumby.
I could imagine kids being interested in Clifford the Giant Red Dog or live action movie with everything that's out that kids are into today. But apparently that was a movie. And,
Apparently.
and now this is going to be something too. New toy line. Gumby. They bring back Eddie Murphy
Oh, they better.
to play Gumby. Like he did on Saturday Night Live. We're in. So something I heard today that was funny. Speaking of Fox, the Fox deal and all that. I listen to the Always Sunny guys. They have a podcast.
I did not know.
They do I think I said this before, but the podcast that they're doing, they're rewatching all 15 seasons of their past show. So they're doing season 1, season 2. And they watch the episode and then they talk about it.
How narcissistic do you have to
That's
be
pretty bad.
to meta your own show as
But
a
the,
podcast?
but the funny thing about it is they never talk about the show. They always start going like, it's just a thing that, because like when they reference it, it's like, they're like, we didn't even have a cell phone when the show first came out. Like there was MySpace. They were talking about that today, how like they had a MySpace profile, and they always talk about just other things going on. And if you like the show, you'll like this because it's the 3 of them. But they were making fun of Rupert Murdoch, who is Fox, right? And Charlie Day, who plays Charlie Kelly on the show, Charlie was doing a Rupert Murdoch imitation, and he was making fun of him, saying how he never saying something about his acting was horrible, and he was doing this imitation, and he was like, I shouldn't make fun of my boss. And the one guy goes, dude, he ain't our boss anymore. And he's like, who's our boss? He's like, remember the deal? He's like, the mouse is our boss. And he was like, oh, the mouse. So then he started doing Mickey Mouse imitation. And he was doing Mickey Mouse yelling at Rupert Murdoch over how bad Charlie sucks as an actor. And he was doing all these imitations, and he just kept doing Mickey Mouse stuff. And he was like, shit, I forgot the mouse is our boss. They're like, should we be talking about this shit we're talking about? Because they were like swearing and all this stuff. And he was like, no, the mouse is cool. The mouse lets us do what we want to do still. They're like, they don't bother us. They're like, we're on Hulu. They don't give a shit about us over there. He's like, it's not like we're on Disney Plus. We're like, they care about that stuff. He's like, they don't even know we exist.
They probably don't.
They
Yeah.
probably don't. And they're like, oh, that's weird. We work for the mouse. So yeah, it was funny. Reference to the mouse and Fox and all that.
I still think the best like digs to Mickey Mouse were when they had him on South Park.
He was a dick.
That was hilarious.
Yes. Yes. All right. Is that it?
That's it. I didn't have any toy news. I didn't have any video game news. Anybody else have anything?
I had some comic book news.
Okay.
Big event coming up in DC that they are officially, this is what they said, are going to kill the Justice League.
Ugh.
The big members of the Justice League. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Lantern, the main core members are going to die in an upcoming war arc where Darkseid and like Luthor and Deathstroke and all these big villains decide to team up and finally kill the Justice League. And
They'll be dead for 3 issues.
they're going to be replaced with like the newer versions of them from their Future State comics that they released a little while ago. So it'll be like Jonathan Kent as Superman, the new Batman that's Lucius Fox's youngest kid.
The Luke Fox.
Not
version?
Batwing. It's a different guy who's Batman now in New York because Batman moved to New York, and it's the young black kid that's Batman.
Okay.
He'll be the new Batman. The new Amazon chick that's Brazilian or something like that. She was. Remember they were going to make a TV show
the actual Amazon
on the CW about her, and then they canceled it
Oh yeah.
before the character even debuted. They were going to do a character about it. So they have her. It's like a whole new lineup. And they asked the writers, like, is this legit? Like, is this just like a one-off like you did? And they're like, no, this is going to be like when Superman died in his comic. He was no longer in Justice League. He was dead. They're like, we're really killing them. So how that fits in their main books, because Batman is their best-selling book. I mean, Batman does really well. People still read regular Batman and they still read Detective Comics. So the new Batman book is it's a whole different book with the Batman that's in New York. So I don't know what you're going to do with Batman's books, and Superman's books are some of their most selling books. I don't know if they're really going to commit to it, and just because Jonathan Kent again has his own Superman book.
Mhm.
It's called Son of Kal-El, Superman, where he's, Superman. But it's strange for me if they think they're going to just kill off their main characters and go that. I don't know how long you ride with that for. I think it's a stupid move, but
It'll get a sales spike at first, and then they'll realize that they made a mistake, and then they'll bring everybody back.
yeah.
That's what they always do.
So that's the latest for DC, what they got going on there. Killing off the Justice League. What about toy news? Anything? A lot of Star Wars Black figures were announced yesterday. A lot of Mandalorian stuff. A lot of lines from there. Ahsoka from the Mandalorian. They're finally making an Echo from the Bad Batch.
Echo.
Echo's the other member of the team. You remember Echo with the
No.
robot hand?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize they didn't make him.
No, they hadn't made him yet. They made everybody from the Bad Batch except for Echo.
Okay.
That's dumb.
But now he's coming out. Bunch of people like that. I think there was the Legends finally showed the box art for that X-Men wave coming up,
Yeah.
which looks really cool. The box art looks really good. Hey, I pissed some guy off online because he was like, why is there another Wolverine in this lineup? And I said, like, because Wolverine sells.
Yeah.
Not to me, he doesn't. I don't buy that. I said, well, you're not the only person that buys them. Some kids still buy them. I don't know any kids that can afford Legends. I'm like, yeah, kids can afford. Parents buy their kids this stuff, and Wolverine sells. Not to me. I won't buy any of these. I said, well, here's the good news. You don't have to buy it because he's not part of the Build-A-Figure. I said, so you're good. You don't have to buy him. What an opportunity they missed to add another character. I'm like, yeah, but again, there's a Wolverine in every X-Men line, and there's an Iron Man in every Avengers line because they must do well. If they didn't do well, I'm pretty sure they would stop making them and go, hey, let's make Marrow instead. But what do you think's going to sell? Marrow or another Wolverine? Hot Claws Wolverine.
I was gonna say, is this Hot Claws
This is
Wolverine?
Hot Claws Wolverine.
Hot cross bun.
But they sell. It's just what they do. It's why McFarlane has a new Batman and every
Several
wave
new Batman.
and every wave he puts out
It's
because
the
it,
most obnoxious set of toys ever. Is those McFarlane DC figures.
so many Batmans.
It's just nonsense figures. Like it's just pisses.
Well, that's how the Spawn figures were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let's make Spawn as a pirate. Like,
No,
it was like Ninja Turtles.
I like the McFarlanes. Like I bought all the Dark Knights metal guys because they were cool. I started getting some of the Justice League guys, but then he stopped. Like he made Superman and like a Batman and a Green Lantern, and then that was it. Then it was just more Batmans, more
Yeah.
Batmans, more Batmans. And then he finally makes a Dr. Fate. It's from the stupid video game version of
Yeah.
it. I'm like, I don't want this one. You know, like I don't know. I don't know what he does, where he comes up with some of the ideas for his stuff. And I don't think they sell well like Legends do.
No, because there's only 3 figures in a set normally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's
I don't know why they didn't make them the same scale either. That was a bad business move.
you know what? I bet you they purposely did it so they didn't. They
At
stood
the same
out.
scale as what? As like Legends?
Mhm.
Making them 6-inch figures? Yeah.
Yeah, they're 7-inch, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
And I mean, at least now the first wave that came out, everybody was 7 inches. So
Mhm.
Batgirl was as tall as Batman
Mhm.
and as tall as Superman. Now they're making them more to scale where she's not a giant.
Mhm.
know, 'cause
Well, that's
it's
what Mattel did. Mattel prided themselves in that when they had the license, like everybody was to scale.
Yeah, I like it to scale.
Makes sense since when you play
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there you go.
toys.
Toys.
Speaking of toys, you should probably check out the Butler Area Toy Show coming
should.
July 9th.
What's the website for it?
Just look us up on Facebook.
Butler Area Toy Show,
Butler Area Toy Show,
July 9th.
July 9th.
You can go see Ken.
We got our flyer out. Did you guys all see that? I think I sent it to everybody. But,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Flyer looks cool.
Thanks.
Rock, anything to promote?
No.
No streams?
I'm streaming on Saturday this week instead of Sunday because of the Super Bowl.
Okay. How can they find you?
Go to Brockster Builds on Twitch.
There you go.
What's your Twitter there, Cheese? So we can see your hot takes. Your grilled, your
Hot
toasted
takes.
cheese.
It's at grilledcheese.com. Yeah. Grilled toasted cheese with mayo and ghee
And ghee.
and
And
schmaltz.com.org.
But all
Can that
of
be
them
our new podcast name? And schmaltz.
Should be.
makes
all right.
the difference.
That's enough. Take us out. Ken.
All right, everyone, please like, share, subscribe, invite, tell your friends. Have a great evening. And if you're watching on YouTube Live, we're going to take a break and then we're going to start talking wrestling.
There you go.
So,
Later.
bye.
Yes, we will be back with more.
Wrestling. Do we have to talk about wrestling?
Good wrestling. A-dubs.